In this video, we are discussing about freelancing and the added advantages that any freelancer would be having in comparison to people who work on a 9 to 5 job within a company. So freelancing is kind of a job where the person who has the necessary skill set is able to market himself or his skill set to the people who require these skills. The person is not established as an entity like any other company. So basically a freelancer is a person who is having all the skills that is necessary to do the job but is not in a position to establish himself as an corporate entity who is not working for a company, neither is a person who is established himself as a corporate entity. So a freelancer stands somewhere in between being a worker or being an employee for a company or establishing himself as a corporate identity or a corporate company. Freelancers have a lot of advantages when compared to people who work for companies or people who form their own companies. So, freelancer is not a businessman, neither he is an employee. Advantages of both the sides of he not being as an employee as well as a freelancer not being a business person. So, to understand what kind of people do the freelancing kind of a job, in today's world when a lot of companies are being affected, when people are being laid off from their positions because of this ongoing pandemic situations, many people have already resorted to taking up a freelancing kind of a job where the person himself is able to acquire new clients who are looking for the desired skill set. When we talk about what kind of skills are necessitated by clients today, are basically any person who is able to project himself to a demand that is existing within the market. The demand could be internalized within the company, or it could be a demand which is existing with other freelancers or people doing other project works for different companies. Freelancers are allowed to take up any kind of job positions or any kind of projects as far as he is able to cater to the requirements of the project. Any person who is being entrusted with a job, freelancing job, is being provided with the specifications about the job. Just like any other auction system, a person who is having a project requirement is publicizing his requirement on the different portals available on the public domain. Once the requirements matches with the freelancer's skill set, once he is confident about he completely performing the project as per the requirements within the given time frame and within the budgets of the person. Successfully qualified bidder is a freelancer who is able to complete the task with the minimum amount of expenditure to the other party. Freelancers take up all kind of job sets. Today we see there are freelancers who do computer graphics, there are freelancers who take up animation works, there are freelancing artists, there are freelancing persons who kind of into every domain that any employee does within any company setup or any company does for another person. As long as a person has the necessary skill set, he can work for either a company or he can work for other people on a personal level. Since freelancers are not restricted on any level by any even the governmental organizations, he is able to acquire his own kind of projects as per his skill set. So when we talk about the advantages that the freelancers possess, the first thing is about he taking up jobs on his given skill set. So freelancer would be able to take up any kind of a job that matches his skills and capabilities. There is no limitation about his working timings. There is no limitations about the number of projects he works on simultaneously. There is no restrictions about the amount that he requires for his freelancing hours. That is, there is no restriction about the bidding amount that he necessitates from the clients, though there is a risk of he not receiving the project as such. Freelancers have other added benefits as well. But the main aspect what we are discussing in this video is the negative aspects about the freelancing jobs, or how a freelancer should be able to capitalize on his skills and capacities. So if a freelancer is not able to identify a project immediately, the foundations or the approach how the freelancer register or portrays himself to a third party, or how he builds his confidence among the parties that require the job, is the critical aspect. A person who takes up initial freelancing job, it is very difficult for him to convince the other party about the credibility and his quality of work. So a freelancer who starts up searching for new projects, it is important that he keeps his margins very low and pitches in the top quality of work that he can generate for the client. Uh, the success aspect about a freelancing job is how he convinces the client about the credibility and the quality of the work, such that the client is able to give him repeated work in future projects. So for that, any freelancer should be able to establish a personal relationship with the client. He needs to interact with the client as regularly as possible in order to ensure that the work is not compromised, as well as the timelines are not missed without missing on the deadline. Once a personal relationship is established with the client, after the successful delivery about the project, a freelancer can always request for other projects in similar lines of skill sets. Any client who is satisfied with this freelancer, even as far as the budget is concerned, would be happy to offer him more projects on the similar areas. So in that way, if he is getting repeated projects from the same clients, he's been referred to his network of other requirements as well. So that is how a loyalty building or the relationship building helps the freelancer in gaining more number of projects, and also to some extent support the quality of work by improving the credibility and the source of the jobs. Sourcing of a new project definitely is being supported by the existing network of clients. That is how the loyalty part is very important for the freelancer network building. The other aspect that the freelancer should concentrate about is the credibility or the timeliness of the work that he performs. It is important that the freelancer never offshoots these timelines, never goes over his dedicated budgets. Once a freelancer is able to successfully complete his project, it is always appreciated that he goes back to the client and asks for a testimonial, or he asks for a feedback or suggestions of how the work can be improved, and also a positive review on his work, so that the other clients or prospective clients are able to improve or trust the credibility about the nature of the work that the freelancer is able to offer with minimum pricing. So in this video, we have discussed about advantages as well as the areas where the freelancers should be concerned in working in a corporate environment. Thank you for watching this video.